Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Raw, man. What's going on? How's everybody doing? They gathering my friends, they say. What's up, Jimmy? How y'all doing today? Worldwide, Don Johnson, what's up? What's up, Jamaica? What's up, fam? I hear you. What's up, Beans? How y'all doing? What's that? Black the Ripper. What's up, dog? Benta. How y'all doing, man? What's up, Beeman? Lachey, how you doing? Alright, it's cool, y'all. It's cool. Yeah, we about to reorganize stuff, man. The B. Yeah, Spotify ain't doing me right, man. So, I'm trying to get all my stuff into the Knowledge College app, man. All right. I got over 100 episodes of the Community of Knowledge that I'm going to be putting into the Knowledge College app real soon. Also, done dropped the price of the Knowledge College app to $9.99 for the premium side. All right. What's up, Flat Earth? So we're going to be moving a lot of content over there, man. And, my main goal is I'm going to restart the Community of Knowledge. And those episodes are going to go into the Knowledge College app. All right. But, man, I wanted to holler at y'all, man, on some things because, dealing with the shadow ban coming from Instagram. They don't want y'all to hear what I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you, I'm too logical thinking for them. They don't want y'all to know what I'm telling you. They want you to die in ignorance. And y'all have to wake up, man, that at all costs, you cannot die in ignorance. You cannot leave this world in ignorance, believe in the, religious narrative through these religions that they trying to get you to believe and keep that belief until you die. Because the reason I keep posting these near-death experiences is you need to see how everybody's is different. You got people talking about they saying Jesus and they saying God. And for the majority of us, we don't know how to think. Like, they when we went to school, they did not teach you how to think. I did not really learn how to think until, oh my God, way past like in my 40s. And if you think that's not true for everyone, let me show you and tell you that there's a reason why, like in the United States, the president must be 40 years old. He can't be 39. He can't be 36. He can't. Why do you think that the president, to be president of the United States, you must first be 40 years old? Why do you think that? It's because you don't really get into thinking, knowing how to think until you're in your 40s. All right? See, all that other thinking you've been doing when you thought you was grown from 18 up into 40, you was learning life. All right? And if you didn't learn how to think outside the box during that time, you're not really learning how to think. And you cannot learn how to think if you're only going to read the suggested materials from the system. And what are the suggested materials from the system? Your Bible or your Quran, depending on where you live, and they want you to read their history. All right? They want you to read their history. This is not going to wake you up, though. Their history is not going to wake you up. Okay? you have to read everything. And that's what I do. I read everything I can get my hands on. You see what I'm saying? That's a good question. Why doesn't the Creator help? You've been told that the Creator is in control. But when you look around, is that a true statement? The Creator is in control? If he is, he a fucked up creator, because it seems to me that there's a lot of people of color being abused all over the world. So either your creator hates people of color or he's not in control, because starving babies been dying in Africa for decades. For decades. And when I say decades, I ain't talking about 10, 20. I'm talking about 40, 50, 70, 80 years they done had famine down there. And now we understand why. Who controls the weather? God or us? We control the weather. That's what your harp is for. That's what President Biden, during his Maui speech, told you, that they were going to use the weather as a weapon against you and do it often. So we know that they control the weather. Now it makes sense why it's not raining down there. Why it's earthquakes and stuff in countries of color like Indonesia getting just ran through with earthquakes and stuff. Volcanoes erupting and stuff. Let me ask you a question. Is earthquakes happening in Europe? Volcanoes erupting in Europe? Famine in Europe? Droughts in Europe? No. So what you telling me? Europe just happened to be in the good place on this flat earth? We live in a dome. You see what I'm saying? So when you start paying attention to what's going on and stop listening to the bullshit that they say and that they want you to believe, when you stop listening to that, when you put the Bibles down, when you put the Qurans down, when you put all that bullshit down, and you actually take your goddamn glasses off, open your eyes, and look around you, who's in control? Nobody. There's nobody in control. And you trick yourself every time you say, oh, God works in mysterious ways. That's dumb, ignorant slave talk. Just because you don't understand it, you want to ascribe something to God. You get cured of cancer. You got people on here thinking God cured them of cancer. Who gave you cancer in the first place then? You know what I'm saying? Who gave you cancer in the first place? We not asking the right questions, and we damn sure not doing cognitive thinking correctly. Because when you find out a thing, you're supposed to ask yourself, well, what's the ramifications of that? If God is not in control, because clearly he's not, there's people dying of all type of shit every day. And there's people who are doomed to die just because they live in a certain part of the world. As in like Sudan, where it's just been a drought for fucking 50, 60 goddamn years, 70 years. These people are doomed to die. You see what I'm saying? So ask yourself, this is when I say cognitive thinking, ramification thinking, ask yourself a question. When you hear these near-death experiences and these people tell you that they saw God or Jesus, ask yourself a question. Why do you have time to meet a sinner? Because every adult is a sinner, correct? Wouldn't you agree? I'm a sinner. You're a sinner. We sin. I drink. I don't smoke, but I drink. I fuck, I suck, I lie, I steal, I do everything that an adult does. And you've done it too. No matter whether you're doing it presently or did it in your past. It makes you a sinner according to these religious texts, correct? So if you're a sinner and babies are dying in Africa because they don't have nothing to eat, and we know Africa been conquered, religiously speaking, by Islam and Christianity. So you got Muslims and Christians, people down there who kids are dying for no other reason except they don't have no food because it will not rain. And you telling me that your God, who you think is blessing you, won't even have the consideration to just let it rain in Sudan, in the Sahara, in Africa? You telling me he's blessing you, but he's not gonna let it rain? That's the least he could do. They're not even asking for no help. They'll plant their own crops there. He won't let it rain. Yo, Jesus fed how many people with 12 loaves of bread and some fish? And this nigga ain't nowhere to be found to do the same for the starving people? Make this shit make sense to me that you not tricking yourself. Because I already know. These are aliens you motherfuckers is praying to. They cannot help you. They don't want to help you. They just want you. You're here to work. That's it. They don't give a fuck about nothing else. They want you to work and they want you to die in a state of ignorance. They don't want you to have the knowledge that I'm trying to give you in the Soul Trap session. They don't want you to have that. Because if you get that, when it's your time to go, when you die, you'll get up out of here. This is a prison planet. You understand? This is a prison planet. See, you don't know who you are. You think you are, I'm Joe Smith. I'm Bobby Dylan. I'm Jack Spratt. You think that's who you are. That's not who you are. That's who they told you were. You're a soul. You're a soul trapped in a body. And they gave that body an identity. And you have erroneously ascribed to that identity as that being you. It's not you, fam. This is not you. Do you understand? This is not you. This is not who you are. And we can easily prove that this is not who you are because there's not one of you. I ain't never ran across one person yet that says there is no soul attached to the body. So when the body dies off, does the soul die? No. Even though in Islam they try to tell you that the soul stays with the body as it is buried in the ground, modern science has proven this incorrect, my Muslim brothers and sisters. The soul does not stay with the body. All right? These are lies. If you are Muslim, and I was Muslim for 10 years. I done read the Quran 11 times. I read the whole Quran before I even took my El Shahada. All right? I read the whole Quran before I even took my Shahada. Now ask yourself something. My Quran is over there. But ask yourself something, all my Christian brothers and sisters. Did you read this goddamn Bible before you said I'm a Christian? Hell the fuck no. So you just dove into some shit. You just dove into some shit without knowing any goddamn thing about it. Because of what somebody else said. You see what I'm saying? Because of what somebody else said. That's what you did. But at least me, coming from Christianity, because I read this book 5 times. This is my college book. This is a Bible with the Apocrypha. All right? I read this motherfucker 5 times from front to back. Yeah, I was in a joint. I ain't had nothing better to do, so I invested in myself. I read this 5 times, front to back. On the 5th time, I said, I'm done with this bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. And if people read it, you will be saying the same goddamn thing. All right? You will be saying, man, this is some bullshit right here. God don't love you. I don't know where you got that from. I don't know where you got that from. But you don't get God love you in here. All right? And the craziest part is when you don't know about things like councils that were had back in the 1600s and 1500s over what will become this. All right, that's why you got certain Bibles with an apocrypha. Do you know what apocrypha is? An apocrypha is other books like Sirach, Maccabees, Esdras, 1st, 2nd, 3rd Maccabees. The Baruch. These are books you ain't even never heard of, fam. Like the Wisdom of Solomon. Why are certain books, if this is all supposed to be God shit, why certain shit is in and certain shit is out? Who gets to decide that? You've been told God decided it, but he doesn't. Man decides it. So since man got so much influence over what you believe, don't you think, did it ever dawn on you that, what do we call, what's the word I'm looking for? We're an oversight committee. Huh? We got oversight committees for everything that man is involved in, right? You got an FDA. FDA is supposed to be what? Do what? The oversight committee for your food and drugs, right? Well, we know now our FDA has been compromised and bought out by Big Pharma because they letting you get injected food and fake food and all of this other shit. All right. So now we need another oversight committee to police the oversight committee called the FDA. You see what I'm saying? You understand this, right? Let me just address this real quick. When people say I can't afford the Soul Trap session, that sounds crazy to me. You can afford everything else in life. You're doing your best to survive in this life, which only lasts for 80 years, 100 years if you're lucky. I mean, I don't consider that lucky, to be honest, to live a long life, because living a long life is suffering. I don't give a fuck how good you got it. This is not your life. You are a fucking soul having a human experience. So you spend every fucking dime you got on this life. And here go the craziest part of all, when people say I can't afford the Soul Trap. These motherfuckers actually done took out insurance policies for their last final day to have a funeral, which you're gonna pay a funeral director at least $8,000 to $10,000. So people can come look at your dead carcass. You not even gonna be there, fam. Most of y'all out of ignorance is gonna go in the light, or go with some entity that's claiming to be God, Jesus, or your dead relatives. Most of y'all gonna do that immediately. You will not be at the funeral. You see what I'm saying? So your fucking priorities are fucked up. And I'm not going to help you no more. When I was telling you I was helping you, nobody gave a shit. So it is what it is. It's 35 plus years of research that cost me thousands of dollars, because there was no internet. There was no Google. I had to buy books, expensive books, encyclopedias. So if you ain't got your priorities together, then that's on you. I understand. The knowledge is just not meant for everybody to have. I get that. I accept that. It's not meant for everybody to have. Only some of y'all gonna get it. You see what I'm saying? The hardest thing for me, it wasn't even shaking my indoctrination of being a Christian, believe in the Bible. All right, that wasn't the hardest thing for me. The hardest thing for me was I started my search in search of God. I wanted to find a creator. Who's the creator? And why is he allowing bad things to happen to good people? You see what I'm saying? Why? But when I took my glasses off and I looked around at the world outside of America, and I said, damn, you got all these people here in America talking about how blessed they are. Oh, God cured me of this disease. Oh, God got me a job. God got me a man, a baby even. All these great things. Or you see some crazy stuff on TV or social media, dude got out the way right before a building fell down or some type of miracle. And people always say, oh, God, look, God is good. God is great. And I said, yeah, but he only good. God is only good. God is only great here in these first-rate countries. Why he ain't good and great in the third world countries? Why is babies in Africa starving for decades? Because you don't see it on your news. It's not in your face. And you're not even trying to look for it. See, I'm looking for the truth. So how can I ignore that Sudan, in Africa has had a drought for 60, 70, 80 years. And people just dying because they ain't got no food. These people believe in Christianity too. They believe in your Muslim and Islam too. Why you think you so goddamn special? Babies don't sin. You sin every time you suck a dick, every time you fuck, every time you drink, every time you party. And then some of y'all ain't even read the Bible. You ain't supposed, and claim you a Christian. You ain't supposed to wear jeans. Women, if you done fuck before marriage, you supposed to be put to death. You ain't reading your books. You see what I'm saying? And it's babies that's starving. So you telling me, make this make sense to me. You telling me that your God would prefer to save your stinking sinning ass over a baby? Are you telling me you are greater than a baby? An innocent baby that haven't had a chance to sin? You telling me you better? I think you need to wake the fuck up. Your religions are false, phony, and fake. Because they're not even holding true to what they're telling you. If your God was real, he wouldn't be around here saving people and blessing Americans and all this dumb shit. He would have his ass where the people need it the most. Isn't that where Jesus went? Did Jesus, when he was here, when he walked the face of the earth, did Jesus go to your fucking rich people and say, I'm here to save you and help you? No, he didn't. So why ain't nobody helping these poor, starving? And this is not something new. This has been going on for longer than most of you been alive, longer than I've been alive. Why is all the people of color around the world in the other countries, why are they suffering so much? And in the white countries, the European countries, they not suffering. There's no tsunamis hitting Europe. There's no earthquakes. There's no volcanoes. All that shit is going on in black countries, whether they black or brown. So why is your God, especially you Christians who think Yahweh is your God? Yahweh is not your God. Yahweh is the Jews' God. That's their God. Did not Yahweh fight against Egypt to get the Jews free? Why do you think you were one of them Jews? The Jews left Egypt. Meaning what? They left Africa. What black people you know going to leave their own fucking continent to escape? Escape from who? These are people. You don't understand because you don't know history. And you don't want to know history. And mainstream, they don't want you to know history. That's why everything is about entertainment. Turn on the idiot box. You know what I'm saying? Get your remote, turn on the goddamn idiot box, and be entertained for the next 60, 70 years. That's your 8 hours of leisure. Then you only get 24 hours in a day. They taking 8 hours of your day automatically by you because you're going to have to work. Then you got to sleep. Do you always get 8 hours of sleep? No. Sometimes you got to get up 6 hours, 5 hours. Why? Because you either got to go, probably because you got to go do some more work. Because they get their work. And the reason they get their work is because of what? This is a prison planet. And why are you here? You are a soul having a human experience. Why did you come here in the first place? Why did your soul come here? Stop believing in your Christian theology bullshit that, oh, God makes souls. I mean, God made me and God broke. God, and then you say, God don't make mistakes. Okay, so we got a two-headed girl that just got married. All right? You got people all around here, and you saying God don't make mistakes? He makes plenty of fucking mistakes. Y'all don't even listen to your God. What's the first commandment? Thou shalt have no other God before me, because why? The Lord your God is a what? A jealous God. This come out this nigga own mouth, and you think he perfect, and he just told you he's a jealous person. Ladies, what does a jealous man do for you? Huh? My brothers, what is a jealous woman like? It's not a good person to be around. You want to ask Abel? Ask Abel, what does jealousy lead to? You don't know who Abel is? Cain killed Abel. Why did Cain kill Abel? Because he was fucking jealous of him. And yet your God told you he was jealous. Jealousy is one of the 7 deadly sins. Make this shit make sense. And you sitting up here talking about God is blessing you. You got niggas going to church every day, listen to a preacher lie to your ass. He only wants you, what? Church is supposed to be a school where you go learn about God, right? What school you go to where they give you a book and say, we're going to read out of this verse, we're going to read out of this one, we're going to read out of this one. And look, I went to church for about 15 years before I woke up. About 15 years. Do you think in that 15-year span, I finally read the whole Bible going to church? No. And you never will. You got niggas been going to church for 40 years and still ain't got through this whole Bible. Why? Why is the only school you go to for this book is not teaching you about this book? You got to wake up. You got to wake up. You got to wake up. I can't even say now that they tricking you, because at this point, man, it's people like me all over social media that's trying to wake you up. And if you scroll past those videos because you don't want to hear that shit, that's you tricking yourself. All right? That's you tricking yourself. Yes, look, let me explain something to you about life. All right? We all come from creation. Your soul comes from creation. This is why you hear people saying you are the God. All right? Because you don't understand it. And the only way I can explain it to you is, if this is a TV screen, we know TV screens are made up of what? Pixels. Thousands, if not millions, depending on how big your TV screen is, thousands of pixels make up the picture that you see. All right? So the picture is creation, the source of creation, which there is nothing above it. All right? But you are a pixel in the picture of creation. We all are. Your soul is what I'm talking about. Souls make up creation. So when the soul leaves the picture and goes out into the universe to go wherever, the earth or wherever, for whatever reason, that's creation wanting to experience what it has created. So souls go out. Your soul and my soul, we decided to go to this place called Earth because they said they needed help. And when we got here as a soul, you went through the moon reincarnation center, because that's what it is, and they put you in the body. But the first thing they did is they made you drink something that in the Pistis Sophia, in the ancient text called the Pistis Sophia, Jesus says they make you drink from the well of forgetfulness. What is that? The well of forgetfulness is some type of memory wiping process. So that when you come down here now as a baby, a soul doesn't enter the womb of a child until around 6 months. I mean, a baby, a fetus, until around 6 months. All right? So if you done had an abortion, I want to ease your mind. You did not kill anybody. You just got rid of an avatar. All right? So don't think you killed somebody. You didn't kill nobody. And don't burden yourself with that weight of I killed somebody. All right? You didn't. A soul does not enter a fetus until around 6 months. All right? That which is growing in you is not nothing. All right? It's not nothing until 6 months. It's not a person until 6 months. All right? But anyway, we came here, and this is why children ages 3 to 7 recall their past lives with great accuracy. All right? You'll hear, parents that don't know, their kid will be trying to tell them some shit, and they'll be like, you so crazy. Look, if you got a child that because they talking now at 2 years old. If you got a child that's 7 years and under, ask them about their past lives. All right? They will remember it. The older they get, the less the memory starts to fade away. After 7, they're not going to remember anything. If you don't think this is true, then all you have to do is Google the reincarnation story of Pamela Robinson. All right? That's all you got to do. Because what you're going to find is, you're not going to find Pamela Robinson. Pamela Robinson died in 1997, black woman, in Chicago, in a fire. She jumped out the building to avoid being burned to death. You're not going to find her. She's dead. But what you are going to find is who she reincarnated into. A black woman reincarnated into a little white boy named Luke, who now lives in Cincinnati, Ohio. And Luke, all the way up until age 7, remembered everything about Pamela Robinson. Right? Everything. And this is just one case out of millions across the world. And if it wasn't for social media, a lot of these cases, this has been going on for eons. It's just that now that the world has shrunk due to social media, we're able to find this stuff out. You see what I'm saying? I had to dig for this stuff in books. But anyway, your religions are lying to you. All right? They are. Look, why does the God in every single one of your religions, why does he want you to be better than him? He wants you. God wants you to not be a sinner. That's what you struggle with. Your whole struggle when believing in these religions, I can't do that. I got to be good. I got to be good. Is God, hold on, let's listen to this. Because common sense works miracles. Did God anywhere in the Bible tell you that he was trying to do something about his jealousy? No. The very fact that he made this not the look. When he told you he was a jealous guy, he didn't say it as the 10th commandment. He didn't say it as number 7, number 5, not even number 3 or number 2. He told you this in the first fucking commandment, which means what? It was the most important thing to him. And did he say it like he was ashamed of being jealous? Even though we know jealousy leads you to do like murders and all type of stuff. Just turn on the news. There's so many people that done did something to somebody because they was jealous. People rob people because they jealous. Men and women not only kill their spouse, but they kill other people over jealous. People get in a fight over jealousy. Why would your God claim such an awful human characteristic? Human characteristic. Jealousy is not a characteristic of the God, the creator, because why? What's the big reason? Who the fuck you got to be jealous of? You created all this, nigga. So who the hell is you jealous of? So what does that tell you? You jealous of nobody, but yet you're still jealous. And that means what? Maniacal, crazy, loco in the brain. Dog, imagine for a second. Let's just imagine right now that you a singer or you a rapper and you are the best. You're the best. And yet, you get jealous of other rappers or singers. But everybody told you the best. But you still get jealous. What does that say about you? It's something wrong mentally, right? Exactly. Say your favorite rapper. Say whoever it is you like. Say it's me. Say you like Raw, he the best. Raw, he the best. Raw, he the best. But all you see is me tearing down other people out of jealousy. What are you going to begin to think about me? It's something wrong with him. He's the best. Why is he doing that? So why don't you think that about your God? Because if he's truly the creator of all, he created everything up underneath him. How could he be jealous of his own creations? Yet he is, because he told you. But when you break down exactly what he told you, and stop listening to your preachers and pastors, that they don't want you to wake up. They want you to keep coming so they keep getting that money. And look, I'm telling you firsthand, my baby's mother is a preacher. She got her own church in Cleveland. She got, sad to say it, and my daughter might be watching, but she got my daughter's head fucked up. She got my daughter's head fucked up. They will not listen to the voice of reason. Why? My baby's mother don't got no... Why would she want to listen to something that's going to take away her livelihood? Huh? She done managed to etch out a good life for herself by tricking people into keeping y'all into this bullshit. I'm not flourishing. I stay in a little small 1-bedroom apartment. And I don't got money in the bank and shit like that. I'm trying to pay my car note in a little while. Like, you got to wake up, man. You got to wake up. It's a lot you have to pay attention to. You got to pay attention to people's motives. You got to pay attention to what they're telling you. Everybody out here got a trick bag, man. All right? These people are trying to sell you salvation through a 2,000-year-old book. Ain't nobody seen or heard of Jesus in 2,000 years. 2,000. That's here on earth. But when you research near-death experiences like I have, they see Jesus all the time. They see God all the time. We ain't seeing God or Jesus, babies crying, dying, everything. A no-show. But when you go on YouTube or go on TikTok and type in near-death experience and listen to all of these people who died and come back and tell you they saw Jesus and God or they went to heaven. My question is, when I see somebody who say, I died and I seen Jesus, I don't give a fuck if they said they died or was alive or whatever. If you seen Jesus or God, why didn't you ask a basic, simple question, which is, I'm going to use me as an example. If I died and I saw Jesus or God, this is what I would say to them. Nigga, what the fuck are you doing here when it's babies and shit that believe in you dying and starving to death in Africa? Like, who the fuck am I that you felt it was so important to meet me here? Who the fuck am I? I wiped my ass, I shitted, I sucked, I fucked, I drank, I lied, I stealed, I done did every goddamn thing in my life. Why are you here and there's innocent babies that need your help? That's what I would say. But see, they got these motherfuckers so wrapped up in ignorance. When you watch these near-death experiences, they ain't gonna say nothing like that. They just be in awe. I saw Jesus. I saw God. And he told me. Why didn't you tell him? Why didn't you ask him? You know why? You're not seeing God or Jesus. You're seeing aliens disguised as what you think God or Jesus looks like. Because the majority of the people, when they say they see God or Jesus, do you ever notice in the near-death experiences, they never describe what he looked like? I only seen, I'm telling you, in my whole, I done seen thousands of near-death experiences. And I seen only one person ever describe what Jesus looked like. And it was a little white girl who said he was a black man. That's the only ever description I ever heard. The rest of them, they don't describe that. Don't you find that suspicious? Because isn't that like the one thing that everybody wants to know is what Jesus or God looks like? And they never tell you. I've only seen one. One little girl said Jesus was black. He was a black man. And she stand by it. She died. She drowned. She says she fell down one of those little holes, like a manhole, and was drowning in the water. She said Jesus rescued her, and he was a black man. This is the only person that I've ever seen describe. But see, you exactly right, Sebastian. He said we are screwed unless we get the true knowledge, because they don't want you to know this stuff. All right, look. I can bust this shit down so many ways. It's incredible because most people just don't think the way I think. But ask yourself a question: if you truly believe that your religion is the correct one, why is it based off geography? Because if your ass was born in the Middle East, you'd be a Muslim, and if you are in the Middle East and you was born in America, you'd be a Christian. So why is your fucking religion and the religion of the majority of the people around you based off of where you live? Huh? You never thought about that, did you? So you got listen how dumb it is, especially Christians in America. Oh my God, these niggas is so stupid. Your Christianity come from your slave master. It come from the white slave master. That's where your Christianity come from. So as you sit up there and you look at your mama and your daddy, understand these are not really bright people. I don't give a fuck. Look, I don't give a fuck how good in life they doing. All right? This is a worker environment. So if you a worker, you going to do good in a worker. This is not a thinker. I'm a thinker. I'm an intellectual. I'm a sapiosexual, as they say. All right? I lead with this. I don't lead with my hands on my back. I'm not a buck. I'm not a mule. I'm an intellectual. I'm a man that thinks. All right? For those who are not like me, who are on the opposite end of that, what we will call a buck or a worker, you're going to thrive in this environment because that's what it's set up to be. All right? The problem is the rest of society looks at people who have things as a success. You're not a success. All right? You're not a success because this is the way this environment is set up. You see what I'm saying? And when they die, they don't know what to do. And these are the near-death experiences you've seen of successful workers, what we call, ants, worker bees. You're not the queens. You're not the kings. The queens and the kings think. You see what I'm saying? They think. They use their brain. They are often criticized by society because we don't want to do what? We do not want to fall into what mainstream is doing. Because we see that. And I'm going to post this video after this. People think, once again, like I was telling you, you're not being blessed by the Creator. All right? The Creator not giving you things. The Creator not making your life better. This is not according to me. This is according to your own religion. I don't give a fuck if it's Islam or Judaism or Christianity. According to your own religion, you are not being blessed over babies. All right? According to your religions, those without sin. What did Jesus say? Let he without sin do what? Cast the first stone. So, can't none of you niggas do that. But babies can. So since babies are the best of us, when you look and you see the babies are suffering and dying, how can you fix your fucking mouth to say God loves you? God loved you over loving the baby? How can you fix your mouth to say you blessed? God blessed you? Meanwhile, he let the innocent babies die who have not sinned? You got to stop tricking yourself with this foolishness. Your goal in life is to learn what the fuck to do when you die. Because at this point, you've reincarnated thousands of times. You've reincarnated thousands of times. All right? How many more examples do I need to tell you and show you that your God is lying to you? That your religions are lying to you? All right? Islam. In Islam, they tell you, when you die, the soul stays with the body and it goes in the ground. And then 3 angels or demons, whatever you fuck you want to call them, but 3 beings going to come and they're going to question you. And they're going to ask you, who was the Prophet Muhammad? And they're going to ask you 2 other questions. And if you answer these questions wrong, those 3 beings, they start to torture you in the grave. This is the belief in Islam. If you answer those questions right, they say the beings will then, these 3 beings, while you listen to this bullshit, these 3 beings, while you laid up in a coffin, stiffer than a board, body already decomposing, because they say the soul stay with you, that these 3 beings, while you laid up in there, is going to open up a window in the grave to paradise. They're not going to let you out, but they're going to open up a window in the grave to paradise. And it says that you just being able to look at paradise will be able to sustain you until Judgment Day. This is what Islam says, right? I was a Muslim for 10 years. I read the Quran 11 times. I got the Quran over there. Now, how old is Islam? 1,400 years. So it's Muslims that's been dead and buried. Oh, they're gonna cut you off. They cut these people off, man. That's bullshit. They cut my main page Raw Report off. And I can't save the video. And I can't save the video.